Hey everybody, it's Patrick at the Pitch Deck. We are going to be reenacting our round 1 versus our 5 opponents at the Mad Cards and Comics RTN this past weekend. The reason why I'm reenacting it on TTS is because we do have the footage. It's a little bit rocky on the angles. My GoPro was not angled very well. I thought I had the best angle whenever it came to me adjusting it, but it must have was loose and stuff like that. So we're going to quickly reenact it because it's a really fast game. We win the die roll. We're going to go against Phi being first. Likely that is our best option now because they can't full on kill us when it comes to them not having arsenal. It's pretty hard to do so. So we're going to go ahead and draw 4 cards here. This is what we see our beginning hand. We do like to have a spindle being shot out here, but I want to see what's off the top here for more damaging for our opponent. We kind of want to have a best arsenal target, which is also a combo piece, which is our red ether spindle here. So we just go ahead and Ano off the top. We see another red ether spindle, so we get lucky there. We go ahead and shoot this for 4 plus 1, so we go ahead and shoot it for 5. Opponent takes it down to 36. I remember he pitches the CNC. So he pitches the CNC. We get to opt 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is actually a really good combination here because we can just bottom this one wildfire here and then keep this as our hand and then place it as our action point. So we do just exactly that. So we go ahead and put those underneath there. We put this in our arsenal. We go ahead and draw these cards and we draw one more. Oh, sorry about that. Put that back on top. Okay, so now we pass back and it's our opponent's turn. He kind of has a rocky start, so he has to pitch Lava Burst for this Ardivore, saying +1. And then he pitches another card, Banish, draw 2, and then +1/+1. He does the same mode again for a second one. He's not seeming to be finding the right bit of cards that he needs. So for this Brand with Cinder Claw, he's only be able to shoot it for 3. This one, after a while, is shooting it for 3. I want to say he flame scales to then try to flame scales. Yeah, so he has 1 floating off of this Ardivore because of that. So then he tries to Phi, but he can't do that, so he has to pitch another card to swing Ember Blade. And then come in for 3 damage on that one. So we're now down to 27 off the first attack. We take this Searing Ember Blade for 3 damage down to 24. With that, he can now safely Phi because he had pitched another card. I just don't remember what the other one pitched for the Ember Blade. And then he uses the one floating for the Phoenix Flame. Now this is coming in for 4 and we take it down to 20. So he pops Mask here and he grabs Salt the Wound, coming in for a +2 on the Ardivores. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, no, that was right. That's right. It's 7. It's 7 because there are 3 attacks that hit, so that's giving him an additional +5, +3. Sorry about that. So +3 up to a total of 5, and then the Ardivore coming in for a total of 7 damage. So we take that all the way down to 13. So he's tapped out, and we go on with our combo turn. So for the combo turn, we want to go ahead and, with no arsenal, no cards, no floating like that, it's kind of difficult to kill at 13 if I just block once, if I can't kill here. So we go with, we think on this for a second here. We go with a Kano activation. Let's go ahead and get a copy of that there, because I like to actually keep that in my games, extra copies of Kanos. So we go with a floating Kano, and then with the second floating Kano on the stack, we bring over 2 resources floating and do this. We pop Depot first, so that way we put the blues along with the tome on top, have 2 floating. We let this one banish for the first one, so that way we can go ahead and play this at instant speed, because we have this at these wildfire. It is known as a rags trick. That's what we call it, the rags trick. So this typically means that, let's say for instance this was a flare and we want to get a wildfire, we can see what we want to put in our on top before. It gives us an extra card to look deeper into before we actually have Ragamuffins all the way resolved. So what happens is we pop Ragamuffins hat and then hold priority. We go with Tome of Find All. We draw 2 cards. 1, 2. This resolves. This says that I can now put I still have to draw a card, which we draw 1 card, and that's the only way that we can get around the activate this ability if you only have 1 card in our hand, which we did. We activated when we had 1 card in our hand. It was legal, so we can still activate it. Then the tome came in, and then now this comes in, and we have wildfire that we can select from these 3 blues, because that's the best option, of course. So with that being said, that's the rags trick in a simplification form. So with the last banish that we have here and 1 floating, we have our wildfire. Now, with that wildfire, we will pop our chest piece, of course. We like to get ourselves some resources. I'm not on Threadbare Tunic just yet. I got to practice a little bit more. With that, we will go with wildfire coming in for 6 because we have 4 resources available to us with the wildfire and these 2 here. So with 6 damage coming in, we will pop our Storm Striders here. We pop Storm Striders, have nothing floating. We have Metacarpus already been used. So 6 damage come through. He has to take it down to 30. With our Storm Striders activated, we can go with paying it for 2. We have 1 floating. We can kind of think about the Metacarpus nodes. I don't allow myself to get that Metacarpus nodes because, let's say for instance we've run into another Tome of Find All. It is 1 deeper, but allows us to extend further if we really needed to. So it allows us to dig deeper, sure, but I like the 1 resource floating and 1 extra damage in the long run. It's not going to be too crazy because 36 is enough to kill with the spindle combo being 38. Let's say I do find blazing, that's 38 damage already. So we opt 10 because this is coming in for 6 plus 4. So we have 4 plus an additional 6. So the Phi is now at 20 and we opt 10. So let's go ahead and put this down there. So let's go ahead and do 10. So this is what we find in this exact order. And I kind of made it to where you guys can see it in that exact order. So we kind of move things around to where this can be played and we can search blazing off of it for even a bigger kill. But we need 2 tomes for that to work because we need 2 banishes plus the pay into the lesson. So we can go with Tome of Aetherwind first with 2 blues. We have Tome of Find Out with 2 more blues at the end. And then we have Lesson in Lava for the kill, plus we can bottom these 3 right here, which I do bottom. I bottom 7 or 3 out of the 7. Sorry about that. Sorry, 3 out of the 10, making it 7. That's the number I'm talking about. All right, so with the combo here, this is the exact order that I wanted it in. So we end up just putting everything back on top like this. So with the 1 card that we have left, we go ahead and banish, drawing 2. We draw 2. We go ahead and flip this off the top. No floating. And we go ahead and get 2 more cards. And then we see the lesson here coming in for 2, because of course we can note it. Sorry, 2 resources. And I tell my opponent that, and then from the search, of course, we will do blazing for $1 billion. And that is the game and how we pretty much close it out with the opponents kind of dumbfounded. He was new. I had to be a lot more careful and slower with my stuff. Apparently it was not slow enough because he was kind of been playing for about 2 months. So that's pretty much it. We kill in spectacular fashion. I don't even know the damage. This is 9 and then this is 1 billion. So yeah, that's pretty much the game for our round 1. Rounds 2, 3, 2, 4, and 5 actually have footage. We're going to come back to Tabletop Simulator for round 3 against the Dramai, but that's also a very fast game, so it's not too crazy in length for this TTS. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoy it.